What's going on? It's your boy RK, Richard, and I'm about to tell you about how I got my Instagram account hacked. So I'm gonna go through the story as briefly and as quickly as I can. So essentially, this happened back December 2nd. I'd come home from work and I had sat down at my table, and a friend of mine had messaged me. Now, this is a friend that I had been talking to for quite some time, know her very well. She's a friend of my cousin, and she had talked about making this money off of Bitcoin mining. And I had recently had looked into Bitcoin mining, probably like maybe a week or so prior to that. I was actually looking into investing in it. I do have investments in Bitcoin. I have investments in cryptocurrencies, and I've actually done quite well. So for this to come up, I was like, okay, I'm all ears. But there's a couple red flags that I might have should have paid attention to that I didn't really look at. For one, they kept on, well, my friend, which was actually the hacked account, but I didn't realize that, was showing pictures of money, just like cash. So it's just like, wow, like you're getting money from this? And she, oh yeah, for sure, yeah, I'm getting money from this. Yeah, it's working. I've started and it's been going pretty well. So I was just like, okay, kind of crazy. So she's just like, yeah, I was talking to this one girl and she showed me how to do it with this Bitcoin mining. So she sent me this link to go check out this other Instagram profile that had this other lady, and on her page it had stuff about like forex mining and cryptocurrency. And I went through her profile, and she looks like an average lady. She had her kids, her family, walking a dog, a picture of her cat, like just like the most random, just like an average mom, basically. So I messaged her and I said, "Yo, you messaged my friend in regards to making money. You showed her how to make cash. Is this true?" She's like, "Oh yeah, this is true. This is what I do." So I'm like, "Okay, well," and I went back to my friend. I said, "Yo, this lady showed you how to do this?" And she's just like, "Yeah, she did." Now keep in mind that my friend I was talking to was the hacker. Her account had been compromised, but I had no idea at this time because the hacker had taken over her account posing as my friend, and then maybe the other account that she'd sent me to was also the hacker, or someone else that was on the hacker's team that was in on this that was in on this game. So, and this is really hard to talk about 'cause it's so ridiculous, but so I asked how this works. So she said, okay, well, what's your Cash App? What do you use for money transfer stuff or whatever? And I said, well, I use whatever, well, simple, whatever. And she's like, okay, well, that doesn't work for this thing. You have to open up this, I can't remember what it was. It was some kind of cash website, crypto website where you can buy crypto. And so I'm like, okay. So she's like, yeah, you have to go there. You have to, throw in about whatever. I lost $500. I could throw $500 into this thing. And basically what it was that it was, yeah, the whole ploy was that you put in $500 and make like $2,000, $3,000 within like 2 days or something like that. Which at the time with crypto, if you know how to manage your limit sells and your limit buys, you can kind of do that. So I did that. So I created this account, put $500 in there, to put in a specific number in there, which is probably their bank account, and for them to receive the crypto, and it went through. So they said, so I said, okay, I did that, and then the hacker, pretending to my friend, said, okay, well, in order to see the earnings that you're making, you have to go to this one website, and then you have to log in on this website, and then you can see how much money it's going up and down. So I went to this website. I can't remember what it was, but I looked legit, like it's an actual real website, and I signed up, but I didn't see anything. So my friend, the hacker, was just like, you need to pay a premium price, which is an extra $500 to $1,000. Now this should have been my first. That at that point I should have stopped, but I was on a roll. I was just talking about Bitcoin mining. I was pretty keen on it, and I'm like, iffy, but I'm gonna do it. So I looked into do it, and actually I thought, you know what, I don't have the money for this. So I replied back and said, screw this, I'm not doing that. So then the hacker, she's like, okay, fine, that's okay. Another way to do that is there's a way to sign into that account, that website, using your Instagram. So I said, oh. So she said, the hacker posing to be my friend said, while you're on your Instagram, you need to change your email. So I changed my original email to a different one that I created in Yahoo. Uh, once I had done that, and I think maybe the hacker was just trying to mess around with me at this point, but couldn't figure out what to do. So I changed the email, and then when I changed the email, there had been a code sent to my Hotmail, I believe, saying, was this you or something like that, or whatever. So I said yes, it was, and then this part's really hard because this is a couple months ago, so I can't remember exactly what happened. But all I remember is that at some point somewhere there was login codes. So I believe I gave the hacker my email and my username, password, and they said this is what we need in order for you to track your earnings without having to pay this money on this website. It's like a workaround. So I'm like, okay, sure, let's just get it done with. So there are some login codes that Instagram provides whenever there's something weird going on with your account, like a login code. And I'd sent that login code to the hacker, posing as my friend, and yeah, and that was it. That was all. I refreshed the page, and I couldn't get into my account. Couldn't get in. So at that point, I was just like, weird. So I pressed, maybe continue as Richard, which is my Facebook. Went to a completely brand new empty slate of Instagram, and at that point, I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. After that, I'd gone to Facebook to track down my friend to be like, hey, bro, like, what the heck? And she said, Richard, my account's been hacked. I've been trying to warn people. This literally happened to me half an hour ago. So moral of the story is, these scammers they're sketch. They're really sharp these days. And sure enough, I should have been on the ball, maybe a little bit more, trust my gut. And I knew, here's the thing, the one thing, there's a couple things that seemed kind of iffy, was when I had to go track my earnings and they charged me extra for that. That should have been my first red flag. I should have stopped right there. But then when they did the whole like, let me find a workaround for you, that's what got me. And the fact that like I had literally just talked to my real friend, or maybe I've been the hacker, I have no idea. Not even like a couple days ago, over some other stuff in relation to the same topic, or similar anyways. It's just a bad mix of everything that had led to this hacking. And to this day, I have not got my account back. I have another video talking about what not to do in regards to getting your account back. I'll maybe, if I can, post a link to it somewhere here. But that's basically my story as how I got my account hacked. Another thing that the hacker had, or what they had been doing, is that, or pretending to my friend, the hackers, that they would show screenshots of my friend talking with this other lady that was showing my friend how to make money, and in the text it'd be like, oh, I'm sorry for doubting you, oh, I thought you were a scam, I thought you were a hacker, but thanks like for actually showing me how to make this money work and stuff. That's actually really cool. So when I saw that screenshot, I was like, oh, so my friend has been messaging, okay, cool, So that was another thing that really sucked me and that I think got me.